welcome to Mab Labs. I'm so excited to be here tonight, and we are going to get crafty and creative. Special guest tonight for one night only, all the way from the land of Fae. Give it up for Johnny Davies Reazor. Okay, yeah, all right. So that's my big flashy intro.
Thank you. That was pretty fabulous intro. I feel special. It's good to be here.
I'm glad you're here. So, welcome to Mab Labs. We here in Mab Labs always are looking to learn new things, try out new things, get that maker energy flow, get creative, get crafty. We're going to be so artsy and a little fartsy. I'm not saying which order of which, but it's going to happen.
Hey, we're not in smell-o-vision. It's fine.
So, a little bit of background. I met Jenny through the Fairy Festival circuit. Jenny is a vendor that sells incredible, and I have many pieces. And if I was smart, I would have grabbed a bunch of them and just started doing like a little show and tell of the pieces that I have picked up from Jenny. A lot of arts slabs, I guess you could say, like ceramic art tiles.
They're ceramic tiles, exactly.
And a lot of little cabochon tile little pieces and some beaded jewelry that integrates ceramic and beadwork. And recently Jenny has been talking to me, and she's just started this, well, fairly recently, I guess a couple years now. But I have been following Jenny's journey about art journaling. And I am so fascinated by this, and I have attempted maybe one or two times and failed miserably. And I must know what your secret is. She's actually got a YouTube channel, and Jenny, if you type the link in the private chat, I will post it on our thread here, and you can go check out Jenny's YouTube channel, which talks about the ins and outs of art journaling. So, and on that note, this is Jenny's first time here at Nat 21 Adventures, where our dice go to 21. And so
yeah, now trying to navigate away and find this and still smile at the camera. Oh, the things you're asking me to do. This is insane.
Oh, we're all multitasking. But if you go to this wrong link, if you go,
no, it's coming. I'm getting it.
No, I got it right there. Copy that, and I'll paste that on YouTube. Boop. You know what a cabochon stone is, but what is a cab tile? So isn't it just like a little? It's like a little ceramic. It's basically the same thing as a stone, but in ceramic with designs. It's really cool.
Yeah, think of it as a ceramic tile. So it's, sculpted on the surface, but it's about, an inch and a half. So small enough to wear. So my ceramic jewelry pieces tend to relate to my tiles. Then they're just something that you can adorn your body with, adorn your home with, different scales.
Tell us a little bit more about the things that you make and being a maker.
Well,
it's a big question.
I mean, the ceramics really started it. I went to art school and I studied painting and I studied metalsmithing, and I ended up in the classroom teaching, and I started teaching ceramics, and it was a perfect way for me to make the fabrication elements, the crafting things with my hands that I had so enjoyed in the metalsmithing studio. But I mean, let's be honest, that's expensive, and that's hard to do in the kitchen of your tiny one-bedroom apartment on a teacher salary. So the making was great in clay, but then I could take in all of that painterliness and paint things as well. So it wasn't just like, we're going to glaze it blue. Instead, I was, treating it like it was a canvas and painting things in a lot of detail. So it ended up being a nice combination of things for me.
I love it.
That was ceramic tiles and some sculptures, but the tiles are nice because they're very consumer friendly, right? as I talk with my hands here on my sketchbook.
I love it.
I can't not talk. I can't sit on my hands and say anything.
We're we're all artists, and all
Yeah,
of it just comes out everywhere. And just
yeah, yeah. The working with smaller ceramic pieces and then putting them into jewelry kind of relates back to doing the metalsmithing, but again, it is a different price point. And then doing seed bead work, they come in a million different colors and
Mm.
finishes and metallics and iridescent tones, and so then it makes my painter spirit happy because then I get to pull all these colors. So it's not at all what I thought was going to happen when I left art school, but I couldn't be happier. I mean, I'm still finding different ways to put these materials together in new
You really
combinations,
are.
and that
You
makes
really
me
are.
happy when I can like right now we're upstairs in my clean studio and all the ceramic stuff is downstairs in the dirty studio. And so I love having to run upstairs. I've got this project and I want to run upstairs and stick some beads in something and run back downstairs. So yeah, it's a good
That's
problem to
pretty
have.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that it's a natural progression and everything kind of adds to the things that came before it. I absolutely love that. And everything is it's they're all similar expressions of, kind of a painterly sort of way of crafting.
Well,
Even now with your art journaling, it's a very painterly way of crafting.
yeah, and you know, when I have to put on, the marketing hat and talk about filling out an application for a show or writing a blurb or description to go on my resume, then the thing that connects it all is that my all my motifs are pulled from mythology and from folklore and from nature. So you might see, a raven and a skull on a tile, but then there might be another different raven that's sculpted, to wear. So there's a continuity then across the different materials because of the themes that I draw my inspiration from.
I love it. Yeah,
So,
I love a lot of the motifs you have. You'll I've noticed since I've known you for so long now, I can say this. I've seen a similar thread motif and the evolution of some of these ideas. And I know I recently talked to you about when you started doing the heart and hand motif, which I love. That's like the hand of Fatima and the heart and the hand and that kind of thing. I've always loved that concept. And then I got a piece from you years ago, and then I saw you recently, and you had evolved it in a new way that I liked even more. So it's going to be awkward, embarrassing to have like three different versions of the same piece in my house, but I'm willing to do it.
no, because I mean that makes you a collector, and my artist self is thrilled to have collectors. But then you have
Oh man,
the original that I would call that original hand tile. You have kind of an artist proof because I didn't make very many of those. And
right?
then the
You
new
do.
series is a lot more producible.
Yeah, producible.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing too. That leads me to another topic that we like to cover here. There is the juxtaposition of making art and selling art, and
Yeah.
and those are two separate monsters that really heavily rely on each other. And I personally have not found the balance. I keep going, oh yeah, well, I think this would be cool to make, and then I would make it, and then I'm like, nobody's gonna buy this, and I think this is the coolest thing on the planet, and I sell zero. And things that are like, this has got a really good price point. I can make and sell 100,000 of these, and nobody buys it. And then the thing that people do want to buy, has a higher cost to make. There is
Yes.
no
Yes
formula.
to all of that. Yes.
So that's another thing we do here at Mab Labs is we show off these prototypes. So I definitely want to have you back when you are interested in doing some prototyping stuff, because we show off prototypes. We get feedback from our humble audience, our humble and very intelligent and very most of the people who tune in the show are makers of one in one way or another. We have leather workers, we have 3D printers, we have laser cutters, and if Reverend Tommy is on the line, he does a lot of glass work, glass blowing, and that kind of thing. And I have a couple of his pumpkins. So yeah, we have a great maker community here at Nat 21. We love that about our fans. So
yeah, and with my ceramic tiles, granted, we're not in the dirty studio, so I don't have any of those to show you, but I sculpt the original, I make a mold. And so then I can press clay in and make multiples out of that mold, keeping things a little faster for me, a little more affordable for the customer, but also it gives me a chance to like experiment a little bit. If I have, 6 tiles that are 6 mermaids in front of me, then I can go crazy with a color palette that I think, whatever, that's too much. And then of course that's the one that sells first, right?
right.
So it gives me the structure and the affordability of having things be in production. But then if it's selling, I can press more, and then if it's not selling, I can retire that design. I have a Sphinx tile. I think I've sold like 4, so I just put the mold away because I loved it, but they weren't ready for it, Mab. They just weren't ready for it. So.
See, and then I'm like right there, man. I'm like, I thought Crankies would fly off the shelf. I still think they're awesome. I think I need to really buckle down, and I was just about to start working on updating the marketing for them today. I've got some videos and I just need to edit it together and, reformat the packaging, and the packaging's almost, anyways, ridiculous.
Well, and that's the dilemma, because I want to wear the artist hat all the time and just be in the studio.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wear the marketing hat. Earlier today, I had on the accounting and bookkeeping hat, which is the least fun hat to wear, right? Because April is coming no matter what. And, we're the photographer, we do the marketing, we do the PR, we do all the social media, we do the bookkeeping and the accounting, we do all of the things. And
the design, the marketing, the making, and the cleanup. There's nobody to clean up my studio for me.
It's gotten to the point where I have to schedule a day to not leave the house, because then I'm fighting, the dishwasher and the dog that needs a walk, but at least then I'm not also outside the house running errands. So there's a better chance that I'm going to get a good couple uninterrupted hours in the studio on those house days, as opposed to like out and about days. I would like all the days to be house days.
Well, that's what our agoraphobia really comes in.
Yeah. So the art journaling actually started when we all had house days.
Yes.
We were in lockdown.
Tell me more about how you got into this. I saw some of your stuff when you were traveling, and your travel art journals. That was really what got me hooked. So tell me where you coming from? What's going on?
Yeah,
what's happening?
That's a subcategory. When we were in lockdown for COVID in 2020, I couldn't bring myself to go to the ceramic studio and sculpt things. And then a lot of people who aren't makers didn't understand that. They're like, oh, but you have all this time. That's great. But I didn't have all this time, right? Because I didn't know where I was going to be taking these things or when we were going to be allowed out of the house again, right? So it was an anxiety trigger for me to go in the ceramic studio. But to come up here and to open up a sketchbook was not connected to the shows that were canceled. And it wasn't connected to a paycheck then. It kind of is now, but that's another story. And so this was great, because this was one little section of paper that I actually had control over. And so I could escape from all the worries, or I could scribble with black marker because I was having a really anxious or down day. It was so nice to have a thing that gave me a feeling of control, but also start over.
I love it. Ah, Chinkies. That is awesome.
So I mean, I had been doing mixed media things. I had done mixed media collages, had gallery shows, sold work, but then it had kind of been on the back burner for a while. So it was the fall of 2020 when it kind of came back, and I really dove in again. And actually started the YouTube channel and started teaching some online classes because so many other artists and makers in my circle of friends said, "Oh, give me some of that. I want to do that. Show me what you're doing. I need a little art therapy. I need a little something." And whether, friends that were glass bead makers, friends that were teaching high school art remotely from her bedroom. That's one good friend of mine in Virginia. Yeah, I mean, how surreal.
Wow.
So it was just
Possible.
the thing we all needed, and it was possible.
Yeah.
And then we could all be hanging out online doing our art journals together.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I can show you. Let me show you just some pages.
These are stunning. Actually, I'm gonna make this. See if I can make this in big.
Okay.
Burp. Are you big? Big. Make big.
So for this year, I try and put one video up every week on YouTube. And I call it Weekly Spark because hopefully it'll spark some kind of idea or some kind of creative impulse, or spark an idea that you want to like take to the page in your art journal. But I decided that for this year, the months would each have an animal theme so that I'd have something to kind of as a starting point to work with. Right. And so February was swans. And so I just printed out the poem by William Butler Yeats. Oh, now I've got an echo. Sorry.
Oh, nards. Are you still connected on the headset?
Yes. Is it because we switched?
You know what it is? It's my cam. Try now. How about now?
I think that's better.
No? We were dealing with this tech issue before the show. Nards.
Which is
oh wow. So one is muted and one is not. Your phone is unmuted. Your laptop is muted. Some sound is coming out of a speaker somewhere that shouldn't be coming out of a speaker, is what's causing that. So checkity check.
How is that? Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. I think there were gremlins. Some setting reset itself. So it seems to be better now. Yes?
All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So swans.
It's better. It's swans. You printed out a poem.
Yeah. I like to not draw too much. And so this is a famous piece. This is by, I think, Walter Crane, so a famous artist from kind of the Victorian era. But I don't think that people should have to know how to draw to be able to do this and enjoy this. And sometimes it's the drawing of things that really gets people stuck. And so I don't want to draw people's faces ever. And I have training and everything. That is the least fun thing to me in the world. So I pull things out of magazines. Here was another swan page for the Hindu goddess Saraswati.
Oh,
so paper and stencils and collaging and anything goes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Oh, butterflies. I do a lot with butterflies.
Mm, I like that.
And
You
again,
drew
I
those
want,
bubbles.
yeah, I want, these are printed out. And then I wanted the circles to kind of be like the stages of the life cycle, right?
Yeah,
So there's some
yeah.
overlapping and some swirly stuff. And yeah, I'm shrugging.
Okay, how do we get to there from here? How do we take this mess of my brain, and I have all of these little supplies, and I have paper and colored pencils and stamps and
Well, sometimes the first easiest thing to do is to just get something on the page, because the white page kind of stares at you and haunts you.
yes.
And we're just going to have a little Philadelphia here on this page.
And how do you decide what's the first thing to put on the pages?
This was within my reach.
Okay, this was within my reach. Oh yeah, I have these too.
And so I use glue sticks sometimes, but I also like gel medium. Hold it still, Davies,
Gel
so the camera can
medium.
see
So
it.
it's like a little paint stuff.
Yeah, it's it like would go with acrylic paint, but it's like mayonnaise consistency. And
Yeah.
so glue sticks sometimes aren't gluey enough, but gel medium is nice because you can brush it underneath the paper and then over top of the paper. You can mix paint with it if you wanted to like tint something. So I use it most of the time as my glue.
Okay. I don't have that kind of glue on me, so I'll just use this sticker that I made.
And when we first started these classes, people they were in lockdown, right? So it was materials you could get at your grocery store. I was like, get some glue sticks, get some
I have
markers.
these like glue dot things.
Yeah, glue dots are great.
Okay. But I have stickers more than anything else.
I tend to save
I also
all
have
scraps of
this.
paper.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous leftover from season 1 of Nat 21 Adventures. We gave out to our Patreon saints, all 5 of them, because it was a reference to it. We went to the goth store in the Magecroft called Horde Topic. And we were like, do you have any magic rings? And she's like, well, they're like magic. Yeah. And we're like, well, what do they do? And she goes, they detect mood.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they're like magic. So I made these little tags, and I made like a whole bunch of them because they were delicate. So I have one, and I can put it in my little notebook here. It's an art journaling thing. You know what? I am not an expert at these glue dot things. So you're just now gluing paper.
Yeah, that was
And
tissue paper. It was actually from an old dress pattern.
ooh, I love dress patterns.
And I love tissue paper because then you can wrinkle it on purpose. It doesn't have to be glued down flat.
Okay, I have like Mod Podge and stuff.
Perfect.
Think about that.
Mod Podge will work exactly like gel medium. Sometimes it stays a little sticky, but that is a good go-to.
Okay, let me go get my Mod Podge. And do you thin it at all?
No.
Okay.
Nope, just as is will be great.
I also have Elmer's glue.
Elmer's glue you could thin down with a little bit of water.
Okay.
And see, that's just it. It's about using what you have. So you don't have to go to the art supply store and buy all kinds of expensive things. I have lots of art supplies, but you can use just the simplest stuff. It will work.
I have tissue paper. Okay. This is really fascinating to me. And I have this Mod Podge. What is it? A gloss that I never really use Mod Podge because I've tried to use it in the past and it has wrinkled the thing that I was trying to glue.
Right.
I was super pissed off about that. Betrayed. I was ready to burn it all down. So basically threw away. And now I've got glue all over my hands. All right, here we go.
I do recommend.
So now you're painting.
Well, I've got these these are like water soluble crayons, basically. And so I just scribbled down some red and went over it with a wet paintbrush.
Interesting. Okay. And girl, you're just like, you basically have cranked out art right there, like in seconds flat. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, okay, my paper's curling. I'm a fucking hot mess right now.
But you have permission to play. Remember that this is just an experiment. And then tomorrow you look at it and you're like, you just turn the page. You've got another page in the book. So this doesn't have to be. That's, I think, why I love working in the journal, because some days you end up with a spread that's like really satisfying and you're really pleased with, and other days you're like, whatever. And you just turn the page. Because sometimes it's the process and sometimes it's the product. But sometimes just smushing the paint around is what you want. Yeah, just go with the flow. Exactly. I did pull out this hand stamp because we were talking about the hand tiles, and that's
I love that.
That's a motif I use a lot, so we'll stamp that in a little bit later. But right now, this side over here makes me angry, so I need to get some more paper on that because it's too like red like bull, angry bull.
Well, that's the other thing here. We're angry people. Something world on fire, something.
Well, exactly. So sometimes, I mean, I did a page. I have a little journal that I'm trying to do a page a day.
Oh,
look at that sticker on the back of my journal. Check that out.
Oh, I love it. Aw.
This is also where my dog ate my journal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is it's a planner. So it's 1 page a day. And so 3 days into this year, she ate it. So I had to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. But like,
here we go.
This was my page from yesterday. I painted it black. It says dark days, a future they could never imagine. So, I mean, this is very much like a diary, very much like a personal record of things.
And I got paper here.
Today there was a little star, there was a little glimmer.
Oh, I like the snake in the eye. Wait, so you do one side or both sides for a day?
Technically this is yesterday and this is today because it is 1 page per day. So this one says Thursday the 6th. Yeah.
I really like the that little snake there is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did you draw the snake?
It was a block I carved. A stamp I carved.
Dang.
Yeah.
The dang, all dang. All right.
So yeah, go with the flow. Yep, exactly.
I'm flowing it. Going with it. Here, let's see if I can make 2 bigs. There we go. So you can see here.
What you doing there, Mab?
So I've got this.
Excellent paper.
So this is the tissue paper I got for the MAB Mobile Mercantile. Like for when we are, when I'm shipping things or whatever. And I've always liked this motif that I do for the store. Everything is black and white, because everything I make is usually so colorful that I wanted all of like my branding stuff to be black and white.
It makes me feel like a little circus, a little tent, a little the Night Circus. Did you read that book?
Yeah, I love that book.
Love that book.
Definitely. Yeah.
The black and white stripes definitely take me right back to the Night Circus.
Okay. And now what do I have? I have like all punch stamps of different sizes. I will say Mod Podge is stinky.
Oh, okay. Hole punch stamps by themselves can just entertain for hours. Punching out things from magazines, punching out things. Oh, I was at a good friend's house last weekend. She'd punch things out of an adult coloring book. Because then, like, you don't always feel like coloring the whole page, but then she had these nice big 3-inch circles of things that she punched out of the coloring book. It was genius.
Let's see here. Okay, now you have this really interesting texture thing going on.
Yeah, I have, I went searching for more paper because I have a lot of paper.
I mean, I have a whole tower of paper. Okay, so now I've got glue messed all over this.
So, have any old magazines?
Awkwardly, I don't have any magazines handy for this.
Well, I don't get
just have a lot of like scrapbooking paper, and that's what I've got. There. Dang, Mod Podge, y'all little stinky. Don't overthink it. Thank you, Evelyn. I'm not overthinking it. Very much overthinking it. Already yours looks so awesome. What is that picture?
This was from, I tore it out of an antiques magazine. So it is called An Idle Moment, and it was painted by John White Alexander.
Wow.
In circa 1885. Now, this is my art journal, so I'm allowed to put this picture in here. I did not paint this picture. I do not own the copyright or the intellectual property of this picture. But in my page, in my art journal, just for me, I can get away with that. Am I going to do a collage and then sell it at a show that has this picture in it? Nope.
Oh.
Because this is not my image. That's where it gets sticky. That's, like, there are so many places online that you can find copyright-free images or fair use
Oh.
images. So those are things that you can use, but if it is the artwork of another artist, then that's not cool. So I say that as I'm about to put it in my page. But like I said, my personal use, only sharing it with just you guys. And so that it feels acceptable. Does that make sense?
Yes, I appreciate that. So I have this box of mica powder,
Oh, nice.
and I'm like putting it on there, and I'm using like the Mod Podge to kind of be a fixative for it.
That's perfect.
There we go. And then
I tend to do a lot with color.
I like color. I love color, actually.
But I mean, it started, excuse me, the map was yellow and I just grabbed that randomly. And so then I was doing worm stuff and then I found her and she's a redhead. So of course I love her. But then she's got all these oranges and browns. So the whole thing is kind of leading one step to the next, if you know what I mean.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like you've got this book, this magazine, and you're like, I like this image, and I like
I
back in
never
the
do
day I was really good at collages, but I don't have
like I never do anything in orange. So this is very rare. But
Oh.
because this was yellow, then it made me do red and orange. And then because I had done orange, I picked more orange. So I'm not making the decisions so much planning them ahead. I'm not premeditated in my decisions, but I'm deciding what to do next based on what's on the page. Does that make sense? So
Kind of. Yes, actually it does. I always had this growing up when I was a kid. I had this theory that all art existed in this world. And I am just a vehicle for having it be a reality.
yeah.
So I am not the
pulling it
artist.
out
I
of
am
the
a
ether.
vehicle of things that exist in the ether. I am a channel.
Now, I'm about to do a thing. It's one of my favorite things. This is just white gesso.
Oh.
And this is a key card from a Comfort Inn because I save all my key cards.
Because you can.
Right.
And now you're that actually is closer to dry than I expected it to be. So now you're adding like a texture. How thick is that gesso?
I'm scraping it pretty thin, but it's pulling up on some of the wrinkles of the paper, which I kind of like. And now Philadelphia was a little too orange right there. So I smoothed out some Philadelphia action. One thing I try and do in my pages is I try and make sure that there are layers on top of layers. And so this magazine image was so perfect. So I had to put something over it. I couldn't just leave it floating on top like that. I wanted to get it layered in so it's connected to stuff. So this is its first layer of connection, if that makes sense. Now, if I do this in the right, let's see if I can get this to work.
Is that a stamp too? Is that a big block of stamps?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to try and biggen this one. So you put the gesso down and now you're pulling it up with a stamp.
I stamped into it. The gesso was thick enough in some spots that I got a little bit of the impression from the stamp. I'm getting a little bit of shadow over here from what was left on the stamp.
That is such a great stamp texture.
Yeah, it's cool. It's 4 different decorative pieces, and they're nice and bold. So this stuff here, where it's 3D now, when that dries, I can do a little bit of watercolor paint over top of that, and it'll sink down into the impressions really well and make that show up a lot more.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think I should stamp my hand now. See, I'm all over the place. I've pulled out, I have a thing of paint, all my tubes of acrylic paint, haven't touched them. Nope. Have paint pens, haven't touched them.
I'm doing a thing here. I've got a lattice from a laser cut thing that didn't quite work. That I am now gonna make a stencil. That I'm gonna need
to stencil. That's perfect.
Yeah, you made me think of it. I hope this works. You know what I didn't grab was a little cup of water to rinse my stuff. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, well, kind of worked. Kind of worked. This is what I got going on.
Your picture is small. I can't quite tell. Oh, I like that.
It's kind of messy.
I really like, was that green, the mica powder?
Yeah, I love that.
I like that.
Yeah, I just rubbed it on with my finger. But yeah, this is a hot mess. This is beautiful.
Okay. You have permission to play.
Oh, that's your stencil. Okay. Let chaos rain. Yes, my little chaos goblins. Do let it rain. That's true. We are fans of the chaos here.
Yeah, my table looks like chaos.
You might right now. Let's see here. Now I have some stamps. Let's see here. I shouldn't have touched my face there because now I have schmutz all over my face.
You got mica powder on your face now?
We've been doing this for like a short period of time in the great scheme of things, haven't we? We haven't been
doing great.
Yeah. Okay. Now I've got these random stamps. And I'm not an expert of stamping either, but it's a thing I have, so let's see what happens. Can't even really tell what it is.
I really think playing and experimenting is key, because sometimes we just have to get out of our own way. And sometimes you don't need to have a plan. I had no plan. But I pulled up.
I have no plan either.
Right. I ripped open the map and started.
You didn't even know you were going to be art journaling until 10 minutes before the show.
I thought I might be doing something, but I didn't know we were. I'm loving that we get to create together, because that was a pleasant surprise.
So I've always said that really an excellent tool is repetition. Like
Yeah.
if you take one lantern and put it in the yard, that's like, oh, it's a nice little lantern. But if you take 100 lanterns, it's a really stunning and beautiful wedding venue, I guess.
Yeah, my high school art teacher taught me that with. Still hear me?
Post-it notes. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Oh, now you got that echo back.
Okay. Okay. No,
Did your earbud die?
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
If you can hear me, we're good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, my high school art teacher told me about like the rule of threes.
Oh, yes.
Showing me things with like Toulouse-Lautrec posters from Paris in the late 1800s, because he would have 3 things that were yellow or 3 things that were red, and having that repetition to move your eye around. That has stuck with me many years later.
When I teach comedy writing, we talk about the rule of 3, but I also have lesser known the rule of 100.
Oh, wow.
Where if you say something 100 times, it's fucking hilarious. And there's an example that I have that I actually got it from Paulo Garbanzo, who saw it at a Fringe show, where this person gets up on stage and he says, I spent Thanksgiving with my wife. Well, actually, she wasn't my wife. She was my ex-wife. And actually, when I say I spent it with her, I was actually outside, looking in the window, saying, "That's my wife. That's 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 my wife." And he just keeps going. And like the first, it's funny the first time you hear it, and then and then you get like, it's funny by the time it's like 10 times you hear it, and he doesn't stop.
Oh
And
my.
then, and this comedy wave of it just keeps going up and down, and he's not stopping, and the audience is ready for him to stop, and he's not stopping, and then it becomes so ridiculous, and he keeps going. That's my wife. That's my wife. That's my wife. And then it's like by the time he's it's just, and they've gone along, and it's like 10-15 minutes, and he's still saying it. That's my wife, and doing the hand gestures like he's banging on the window the whole time. That's my wife. That's my wife. And then by the time like 15, 24, about 30 minutes, because it was a Fringe show, and it's the only kind of place you could really get away with something like that. By the time his show was almost over, he stops. And then the audience is just dying. They can't breathe. They're laughing so hard at this point. They're falling out of the chairs. And the people that's still there that stick with him, they like when he stops, it kills. It's even funnier when he stops. And they're dying. And then when the laughter finally freaking dies, and then he just says, "Only I did it a lot longer than that." And like that was his whole show. Thank you. And he passes the hat. That's his Fringe show. And I'm like, oh my God, this is comedy genius. And ever since then, I've been trying to find the rule of a 100 that I can do in any of my acts.
Comedy genius and very memorable.
Right?
That is not an experience that one is going to forget.
Nope. Comedy genius. That's my wife. So here I am stamping these little stars, making little trains, little trails. And it provides some interesting, texture to the page.
I love it.
I know you have to say that to encourage crap, but I will accept it graciously.
I'm really glad that your stripes go in different directions.
Yes, that was intentional.
Because
So
that,
this
like
this
the
whole
rule of
sheet under
three,
here,
moves your eye around. Yeah.
yes. And then I wanted this to be like a little square in there that was going to be a different thing, but that never didn't really coalesce because that's my wife. You guys, I would do that's my wife for half an hour and then pause and go, wait, no, that's not my wife. No, wait, that's not my wife. Now, honestly, the line only I did it much longer than that. Fucking kills me.
Right.
Kills
Because
me.
that just takes it to a whole nother level.
I know. You're like, oh my God, is he going to start up again? Oh, yeah, here we go. I was just reading some of these back comments. So, a sales technique. One item looks cool, but two of them make an aesthetic that is irresistible and can't be recreated without a major investment in more of the things. Yes.
Yeah.
So you get your one item home and it doesn't look as good and it's out of touch with my environment, but it looked great in the store. Ooh. Right? I like that. Not right.
Yeah. So one thing I do is I have a tendency to take my art journal with me when I go to shows. So
Yes.
it's something that I think I was doing that kind of journaling for a really long time. I would make like mementos and kind of
Like scrapbooking journaling.
yeah, not
Not
I
to
have friends.
diminish.
No. I have friends who do scrapbooking and they do amazing stuff, but they tend to use pre-printed paper and they'll like, oh, that's a great layout. Let me borrow that layout. And I have always been just a bit more spontaneous, a bit more freeform.
Right.
And so when I go to shows, part of the challenge, I mean, it's a challenge I set for myself, so it's enjoyable to try and meet, is to do the art journal with as much stuff as I find as I can. So I don't take a lot of stuff with me. I might take, a couple markers or take a glue stick because then I try and like this. So this
Got a
was all
sketch of
from New York Fairy Festival.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. So at this fairy festival, which is in New York near Binghamton, it's at midsummer in the June, and so this is the Queen of the Fae, and so that's pulled out of the program, and so is this quote.
Oh
So
yeah.
most of this stuff, like that's from the program. So I try and find as much collage fodder as I can from the event. So then, like here it says believe, and here it says always, because that's kind of the vibe of the event.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
poem, there's a character, Mother Crane, who reads poems for people.
Yeah.
And
Adorable.
so this is the poem she gave me. So, and this glittery thing, I don't know where that came from. Somebody gave me that. People gave me the stickers. So I'll sit outside my vending tent and be working on this. And so it almost becomes a little bit like interactive art journaling because people will stop by
Okay.
to see what I've done. It rained a lot there was a big rainbow. Yeah.
I
So
believe you mentioned it was New York Fairy Festival, so I just
yes,
assumed
it
it rained.
rained a lot. Yeah. Um, so yeah, friend of Billy. Again, this butterfly, I don't know where that came from.
Oh,
Somebody
that's
gave me
great.
that. So making a memory of the event for me, as well as kind of being interactive and art journaling with things I find and things that people give me. This design here on the bottom was a Ukrainian design on our friend Sula's umbrella because it was raining. So everybody had an umbrella. Um, so yeah. So sometimes it's a travel journal kind of thing. Other times it's me in the studio ripping up magazines. And now I've gotten schmutz on my lady's face. Let's see if I can get
Way to go.
There we go. There we go. Clean her up. And I don't keep different journals. So this journal started at the end of June in 24. And so there's a bunch of stuff in it and it's almost done. I have other journals going at the same time that are like different sizes or different shapes. But I don't have one that's only for traveling and one that's only for home. They're kind of all just in play until they're full.
Okay.
So that's just me. There are no rules.
You
More
keep
than welcome to.
saying that.
Well, but there aren't. I mean, like you can have a travel journal. You can have a journal you write your favorite quotes down in. You can have a journal that's all for watercolor paint. You can have as many journals as you want. I will never journal block you, but I think it is important to do a thing. I think it's really satisfying to do some kind of play like this that's just for the fun of it. So that's my soapbox.
It is fun. It is fun and intimidating, but fun. I will
The
say.
more you do it, wow, this sounds like a very teachery thing to say.
Yeah,
The
I
more
say
you
this.
do it, the less intimidating it will be.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I say that so often it's lost all meaning. Look how pretty that is. Keep. All right, I'm going to do a stamp thing here. G. O. Oops. I. N. And then I'll reuse the G. Keep going. There. I made art.
Can you turn the camera back so we can see yours too?
Yes,
Thank you.
I can. I made an art.
I love it. Wasn't that fun to do?
Yeah, we have been here for an hour, and technically the show is an hour.
Well, I wrote
And
a few key things on if we're kind of wrapping things up. Get creating. There are no rules. Art therapy. Permission to play.
look at
Take
that.
to the page and make art. And so I think that's going to go there. I'm going to let some of that stuff in the background dry, but I wanted to have that memory for me of some of the things that we talked about tonight.
Yeah,
So I wrote them on
that
my
is
hand.
definitely the theme of our shows always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep swimming.
And so that gives me that kind of, anchors it in time and place for me when I flip back through this in 6 months or whatever. So
Okay, so this is mine.
Keep going. Oh, wait, I'm going to write that on my page too. Keep going.
And then there's those little stampies. I mean, when you zoom it up close, it looks great. But when you look at it from a distance, it looks like a hot mess. Like, that's nice. I like that. Well, that is the thing I made.
Brava. Well done, you.
That's one of my little fairy doors right there. So I did this artwork of fairy doors and I made stickers and magnets. I don't know if I've shown you those. And then, yeah. So we made art. We made a thing. Yay! So where can we find you next?
Well, you can find me on all the socials. I like Instagram for all the pictures, Facebook, okay, whatever. But but I spend more and more time on YouTube lately because I put up at least one video like this a week. I'm starting to do some other content too. Like I'm working on a beading video now, and I'm going to try and do some ceramics videos as well because I just want to show kind of the inside of things, me working in the studio. So it's not only the art journal, but so I can show the behind the scenes for some of the other things that I make as well. So working on that slowly. So yeah, YouTube and Instagram are my favorites. The next place I'll be in person, there's a great fairy festival outside Baltimore called Rocky Point May Day Fairy Festival, and that's the first weekend in May.
I'm hearing about that. That one sounds amazing.
It's good. There might even be goblins there.
I have delegated.
There's a heritage of goblins. Yes.
There is. They've kept it going.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my next in person. So that's always a fun gig. Yeah.
Do people have the ability to buy your stuff online?
Well, no, because my Etsy shop is currently taking a nap, and I have so many one-of-a-kind things that I don't have that real good hat for listing things. If I post things on Instagram, people are more than welcome to reach out and just message me directly and buy things that way. That absolutely works. My website is just jdaviesreazor.com. It's a bit more of a gallery, but I'm always easy to find. So I think just starting a conversation, if you see a thing that you like, is what I would recommend, because most often I'm packing things up and taking things with me to a show. I've got some local shops here in the northern Delaware area, but if you're not from around here, that doesn't help you. So.
Well, that's awesome. Still, congrats. It has been a delight to have you join us this evening.
It has been fabulous. I especially thank you for your patience with the technical gremlins and the wires.
I think we managed just fine, I think. I'm of the humble opinion that we managed to keep it up. And I'm very, very grateful for the time you are sharing with us and the journaling. And I definitely want to keep an eye on that YouTube channel. And I think that's awesome. Super awesome.
Well, and like I said, you don't have to know how to draw. You can get used magazines at your library for free or for cheap. And that's always a great place to start tearing things up and just, get some magazines and Sharpies and a glue stick and start somewhere, because
hit up the old Buy Nothing group too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. I'm making clean. Like, my place is a wreck right now. My hands are all.
Yeah, I'm.
But thank you so much.
There's stuff everywhere. Yeah.
I want to say thank you to the audience for tuning in. You know the drill. We have shows all week. There's our schedule. Today's the show of the week. We're going to be back on Monday with Modern Music, or Modern Monday with Lady Prudence. I believe she will be doing it, and I think it is our St. Patrick's Day theme on Tuesday at 10 or 9 a.m. That is up for debate because he's in a different time zone right now. Shakespeare's sonnets. We write sonnets with our friend Shakespeare. And then 8 p.m. on Tuesday night, we're back. Space Jam. Oh my God. Spelljammer is the name of the show, where it's goblins in space. Captain Box at the ready. Um, and then Wednesday we have our favorite creating with the crew, crafting with the crew. At 12:30 p.m. and at 9 p.m. we have the Gothic Horror Gaming, and again back to Thursday, Flash Phantasmagoria, where you get to write spooky stories with Aunt Lizzie. So that is our schedule, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys next week. And thanks again, Jenny, for popping in.
Thank you for having me. It's been absolutely fabulous.
Yay! All right, good night. Hey, and something catchphrase, because I don't have one yet. Oh wait, let's keep making. I don't know. I'm still workshopping it.
I hope you have time to take it to the page. Take it to the page is my catchphrase. Yeah.
That's actually really good. Jealous. So. All right, here we go. Good night. And